and welcome to Studio
Set
Stage, a weekly podcast with us, Cynthia Mallard
and Marq, where we take you from the studio to the set to the stage
in the world of entertainment. Hello, I'm Cynthia Mallard.
And I'm Marq.
And welcome to Studio Set Stage, guys. We are back in the building. As promised, we are kicking off our guest series for Studio Set Stage. Everybody.
Right.
Okay, that's right. Clap, clap, clap in the studio. It has taken us a while to get to this point, but we appreciate you guys for rocking with us ever since like 2018. Once again, you're listening to us, right? So you found us, but we are still on all podcast platforms,
right?
Yes,
indeed. Be sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.
That's right. So as I say every week, guys, okay, there is no excuse for you not to find Studio Set Stage.
No excuse at all.
With Cynthia Mallard and Marq Dean.
Yes.
So I just want to say big hats off. We want to clap and cheer because we have Miss Gloria Mckenzie in the studio with us.
To be here.
Oh my God, kicking off our, like I said, guest series. You guys know that Studio Set Stage was born out of our the need to educate and bring people up on the platform who are trying. So we every week strive to find someone who is living, right?
Yes.
Who is living the Studio Set Stage life in all the arenas. Film, right?
Yes. As
television.
It pertains to the world of entertainment.
Music. All of it, guys.
Exactly.
So, Miss Mckenzie, welcome to Studio Set Stage.
Welcome.
So glad to be here.
Yes.
You look great.
Happy.
You look fabulous.
Thank you. I'm excited.
You are.
Yeah.
Well,
Very
awesome.
good. Well, for those of you who don't know, Miss Mckenzie is the minister of music at Pleasant Grove
Missionary Baptist
You
Church.
better say it.
Whitlock Avenue, Marietta, Georgia, 30064.
Awesome. You know,
That's right.
I will tell you, you walking into the studio, I was like, oh my God, you know, because when I first met you, listened to you. Now, your position at the church, tell us exactly, what is it that you do?
I am the minister of music. First, let me say that I want to say my pastor is Pastor Sammy J. Dow.
Yes.
And First Lady Dow. So I want them to give them a big shout out.
Yes. Shout out to Pastor Dow, First Lady.
First Lady Dow. Yes.
So I'm the minister of music there. And basically, I am in charge of all singing aggregations. Basically, transforming the music into the hearts of parishioners that come through the doors.
Right.
So I help set the atmosphere.
Wow.
For my pastor to bring the word and usher the word and let it touch someone's soul. So it's all a collaboration of everything working together.
Awesome.
Amazing. So, guys, I'm so, because I'm blown away. If you guys don't know, we attend Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist Church. And when I say the music is amazing.
Thank you.
Literally.
Yes, it is.
And it's been, for like these 2 years or so. I was like, you know what? I was like, we've got to get her. We've got to get her. There's a story there. Yes. There is some type of Studio Set Stage story behind the music. So how did you, I guess, start your journey into this music world?
Well, it all started when I was 11 years old. And my mom, she was a missionary, an evangelist. So we used to go to church all the time. As a matter of fact, as a little girl, I used to be the tambourine. I used to just do the tambourine.
You used to play the tambourine.
Yeah,
awesome.
my brother would beat the big drum. And we used to have prayer service inside the house like every Tuesday. So that was our job.
Right.
So if I didn't get it at church, I got it at the house. So my mom used to go to revivals all the time. And one particular night she went to this revival and I saw this guy on the organ. I was just 11.
Wow.
And his name was Elder Pearson. And man, I was just so in awe of him playing. It was just a feeling that came over me. I just can't explain it. So when after church, I went home and I felt compelled to write the revivalists a letter.
Okay.
And so I wrote a letter and I said, please, God, I want to be saved. And I said, can you pray for me? Because I feel compelled that I'm supposed to be playing that organ. Can you just pray that I learn to play that organ?
Right.
Wow.
So during the next night, we went the next night, and during the offering, I handed her the letter. And she read it right then and there. And she called me up. And she prayed for me.
And you were 11 years old.
11 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
I was 11 years old. And it didn't manifest right away. But through the years, I think I was probably 18. Then I landed my first little gig playing music. But it all started with me and my brother because we had access to a church that we were going to, so we had the keys. Right. And he would go in and play the drums, and I would tinkle on the organ. And he'd say, hey, I like that. Right. Keep that going. And that's how it all manifested.
Well,
that's where it was formed.
And like you said, I mean, with that being your formative introduction to just, the course that you have been on and the journey, I mean, it's definitely where it manifested at an early age.
Yes.
And that's awesome.
And it's still manifesting.
Yes.
Even though I'm much older.
Well, like I said, here on Studio Set Stage, we are inspired. Yes. Totally inspired by stories like yours. Like I said, we attend church, right? So like so many others do, right? And we see you behind. Is that the organ?
The organ.
That is the organ.
Yes.
And a lot of times you don't know. I did see that you are also you can sing, huh?
I can sing.
Somebody, okay. So we don't really hear that.
Yes.
Because of course you are the director, and there's a blending of all of the voices.
Right.
So did you have a choral scholarship or?
I did start off in the elementary school in chorus, and then I was in honors chorus where we attended the University of Miami as far as honors chorus. But as far as majoring in music, I started out at Miami-Dade, but I didn't finish. I was in the jazz band, so I just kind of got out after that.
Wow.
But I know that was kind of like a ground where you started out, but it just kind of gave you a little technical side to what you were already doing naturally.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How difficult, I got to ask, there's so many people who are listening now, how difficult was it, coming from 11 years old, going to 18, going into maybe your early 20s and 30s? Was there any difficulty that you were met with?
Oh, yes, because when I came up in the church that I was going to years ago, and that's where it kind of manifested, there was already someone there playing the organ, and it was the pastor's brother.
Okay.
So, but he didn't know how to play songs, and I did.
Right.
So every time I got on the organ, his mom would get really upset because she wanted her son to play, but he didn't know how to play songs.
So you read music.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
But he didn't know what he was doing, basically.
Yeah.
He's like, get out the way.
I think he couldn't hear what came next. So eventually, we started dating too. But
my God.
That's another.
That's a whole other story.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a part 2?
There's a part 2 and part 3. Okay.
A sequel.
Right.
Now, I heard you say he couldn't hear what was coming next. I know Marq Dean, his specialty is music and expertise. So explain that. What does that mean for those who are not musically inclined, like myself?
Well, I mean, you could take a song that's on the radio, and I could hear the notes, and some people can't hear that, so they don't know what goes next. Anybody who's musically inclined, you may not know how to play an instrument, but you can probably get on any instrument and with a little time play what you hear if you're musically inclined.
Right. So really the ear.
It's the ear.
It's the ear. It comes down to the ear, and the ear training and just you being acclimated to that, understanding that off the bat.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't play instruments.
Right.
But they're musically inclined. So if they had the patience, they probably could sit and play a song because they can hear the music.
Right.
So they may not put all the chord progressions together. It's a difference in chord progressions too, because I could hear one progression and one chord, and somebody hears it totally different, and they may not get all the intervals that I can hear. So that's a whole nother.
And I see, you guys, you can't really see Miss Mckenzie here, but she's illustrating using her fingers. It's almost like she has an organ right here in front of us. It's so cool. Yeah. It's so cool to see. I can imagine in your career, you have been a mentor to so many people.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
What's the hardest? What's the hardest thing to get people to understand in mentoring them in music?
Well, the hardest thing is a lot of people want to play. A lot of people want to be a director or a minister of music, or, but it takes patience. It takes dedication.
Yes.
So it just, you have to really, really want it really bad.
Right.
Because it just takes patience.
Right.
Learning a song and having the patience to see what comes next.
Right.
It takes patience, because sometimes I wake up at 5:20 and I know I have to learn a song. I get up out of my bed
5:20
in the morning
on that same day,
and
So you can get up on the same day and learn a song.
Yes. Or sometimes
that's real skill.
Late at night, I go to that. I pass in my bedroom and I go to the keyboard and I play what I hear.
5:20 a.m.
Yes.
Y'all hear this, Studio Set Stagers, right? Y'all hear this.
Yes.
And I always say this, and we've talked about this previously, but it's always the end result that people see.
Yes.
And a lot of times that gets lost in translation.
Exactly.
Because, some of the greatest, and I seen you do what you do, and you make it look effortless.
Yes.
But that takes a lot of work,
Yes.
And it's always the end result that people see. And that's one thing I'm glad that you pointed out, is that, it's not for the faint. You have to dedicate.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a craft. And, you put in what you want to put into the craft, you're going to reap that benefit from it as well. Yes. Awesome.
Coming up, when I wanted it so bad. I used to cry at night because I wanted it so bad, especially at the church where the pastor's brother would play. And sometimes what his mom would say would really affect me and hurt me. And I used to cry all night because I knew it was what God called me to do.
Right.
But it wasn't manifesting as fast as I wanted it. So I really dedicated myself to say, okay, I'm not going to quit. Just because she said this, I'm not going to quit.
Right.
Because I know this is what God called me to do.
So with your mentees over the years, younger people who have wanted to follow in your footsteps, what's the advice that you have given us? Like you were saying, Marq Dean, people want the limelight. They want the big prize at the very beginning. Yeah. What do you advise?
You have to be dedicated. You have to put in the work. It doesn't happen overnight. It didn't happen for me. So as long as you dedicate yourself and believe in yourself, it will happen. Because there are people that I've been playing longer, and there are people that haven't been playing as long as I have, and I've taught them some chords, and they've probably surpassed me. But it's all a matter of dedication, and I like to see people progress. So, I love it when people progress, but you have to be dedicated to what God has called you to do.
Amazing. If you are just joining us, this is Studio Set Stage. I'm Cynthia Mallard.
And I'm Marq Dean.
And we are in studio with the Minister of Music, Miss Gloria Mckenzie, with Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist Church, 566 Whitlock
Avenue.
Okay.
Marietta, Georgia.
Marietta, Georgia, guys.
The minister of music.
Exactly.
Yes.
But guys, we're talking about the Gloria Mckenzie, possibly you may know, but also the Gloria Mckenzie that you don't know. Right. And so when I was reading, I read your bio, and I saw that, guys, you really don't know. This is a rock star. So I read that you actually have played and toured, with some amazing gospel artists. See, y'all didn't know that, did y'all? Yeah, only on Studio Set Stage can you find something out like that. So I'll give us the run. Who have you played with?
who you've toured with, who you performed with.
Well, when I was living in Miami, Florida, I was going to a mega church, Jesus People Ministries, and they used to have a lot of artists come through. So I played for people like Fred Hammond.
Oh my gosh.
Marvin Sapp.
Ooh,
Marvin Winans. I played for one of the services for.
How was it working with Marvin Sapp?
Good. He's ruthless. Let me tell you that.
I used to work at a radio station in Montgomery, Alabama, I remember, and I just remember spending time with him, going to a concert,
perfectionist,
interviewing him. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to meet him myself.
I remember.
So, he has that, yeah, drive it home.
Course.
Right.
Yes.
Did he teach you a lot? I can imagine.
Yeah. All the artists that have come through, it has been an amazing journey.
So you said Marvin Sapp. Who else did you say? You said some Winans, right?
Winans, yes. CC and BP have come through.
Wow.
Okay. So yeah.
What's your favorite gospel song? Uh-oh. You're on the spot.
Yeah, you did. You put me on the spot.
Well, don't say the favorite. How about give us your top three?
Okay.
Your top three.
But I'll still say
songs.
give me your favorite. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Deliver Me. I like Thank You, Lord.
Tragedies.
Yeah.
I like Thank You, Lord. And I would say Total Praise.
Total Praise.
Yes, with Richard Smallwood.
Mm-hmm. So could you give us a few bars of that?
Wow.
Could you? Could you do that? Just a few, just a little bit of the maybe your favorite part.
Thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me.
No,
right.
Could have been me.
Oh.
Outdoors, no food, no clothes.
No? What?
No, that's all.
All right.
Yeah. That is so awesome.
You know what? If I had, like I said, the doors of the church.
Yes. Thank you, Lord.
Thank
right? You know, we talk about music. Like I said, we talk about different areas of studio set stage. Of course, music is one of them. You're in gospel music. And we understand that you were touched at, you said 11 years old, right?
Correct.
But you are a pioneer when it comes to music. What do you think about the music out now? And it can be gospel music, it can be secular music. Where do you feel like the state of music is right now?
Well, music is evolving. So back when I was a little girl, my parents, they didn't want me to listen to James Brown.
What?
Right.
Because that was the next phase.
Right.
So now we're in 2019, going into 2020, and music has changed.
Yes.
And I love all genres. I just don't listen to gospel. I listen to the country. I listen to
I love country music.
I love,
Yeah, I do.
love
Yeah.
country music.
That's all I
Storytelling
listen to.
It is.
still exists with
yes.
that. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you listen to country. What else?
Jason Aldean is one of my favorites. But anyway, I listen to all genres. I like all genres because I think that if you want to be a well-rounded musician, you need to be open to everything.
Right.
So now I think the music is progressing. And I love it. I love where the music is going now. I mean, it's not like the storytelling of like Luther Vandross or whatever. It's going in a different area, but I love all music.
Let me ask you, now, and you can school me, you too, Marq Dean, traditional versus, what do you call the new hip hop, gospel. I remember some years ago, there used to be some kind of controversy, where the music kind of changed a little bit in the gospel world. And I remember traditionalists saying, this is, not of God, or we can't do, and I know you're shaking your head like, oh, I already know. And I remember there was a big rift in the church about it. I guess you would have people like, BBCC against, say, Kirk Franklin or the New Age,
Right.
Yeah, expound on that.
But people have to understand that the church of tomorrow is our younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
Exactly.
we have to move in an area of music of where they understand and where they are now.
Right.
So I just saw a film with Kanye West, which is coming out this Friday, of him taking old traditional music and making it current, where it's drawing in younger people. I
Yeah.
mean, the same music that we listen to,
Yeah. Yeah.
he just took it and he molded it where the younger generation could understand
Right.
it. And I love it.
It's funny you mentioned that because, Gloria, I was having a conversation with someone else, and they're into the inspirational because now, like they say, the terms, they always change from
Right.
traditional to contemporary.
Right.
Now it's inspirational. But I was in talking, they was saying, well, this is artists. But one thing I said, one thing I see that's always common with that is that they have the ability to stay relevant without compromising the integrity of the message.
Correct.
Within it. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, as long as you keep the message of the song is what is going to just touch the heart of everyone.
Exactly.
So as long as you keep the message, you could change up the music a little bit, but the message must remain the same because God says, I'm the same today, yesterday, and forevermore. He's not going to change. So his message can't change. But you can change it a little bit to reach the masses. And we want to get our younger generation. So we have to do something. We have to change something in order to reach them.
So nothing's wrong with Kanye and what he's doing. That's what I'm hearing. From you.
I mean,
from a veteran in the business.
I think he is a young generation disciple. He's doing something that a lot of people may not like Kanye, but he's reaching people. He's reaching those younger generation. You should see that movie of how all the younger people are just
flocking to him. They are.
Right.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
So I think he's doing, and you have to really look beyond Kanye.
Yeah.
And see what God is doing.
Oh, you better say that again.
Yes.
Say it again. Say it again.
You have to look beyond Kanye.
Okay.
God is using him.
Yeah.
He's
Right.
a vessel.
You know, we talked about this some weeks ago, how people were so quick to throw stones. I said, how many of us have been on the straight and narrow, right? Got off the track.
Correct.
Went down the mountain, went into the hole, went under the rock,
Correct.
and then we found ourselves back, and then we want to throw stones at people.
Correct.
But
Exactly.
no one's perfect, and I think
Correct.
this is his way of actually healing himself.
I believe so. And God is doing a work in him. And it's not up to you to understand it. You know, everybody don't understand what God does and who he chooses to use.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we can't say what God is not doing and what he is doing.
Would you work with him?
Of course,
Would
in
you
a heartbeat.
Would you invite him to Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist? Wow.
Of course. Yes. I believe in God using any and everybody.
Right.
So I don't want to alienate anybody because he can use anybody. Back in the day, he used an ass. So if he can use an ass, he can use anybody.
Let me, I was gonna ask you this earlier, but you kind of just walked into it. So I can imagine in mentoring, you've met some people who say, "Oh, Miss Mckenzie, I am the best singer. I'm musically inclined," and they just don't have that gift. Have you? What do you do in those situations? Do you just encourage them forward, or do you, say, "Listen, you ain't got it. You need to go somewhere else"?
That's a tough question because, I will work with them. Put it that way, as to my best ability. That might not be what God has called them to be, but I'm not just gonna just write you out. I want to work with you because down in their heart, they may really want to sing. So again, that's God using somebody.
Right.
And it's not up to me to say, okay, you can't do this or that.
Really? Okay.
So yeah,
So you let them, you let them basically figure it out on their own. Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's you know what I mean. That is a testimony to you, your ability for the mentor part of it, in terms of saying, well, look, you know, everybody has a dream, and we've all heard that. But the thing is, instead of just saying, oh no, you can't do that, maybe open a light or shed light on the fact that, hey, you might not do this, but look at what you discovered you can do.
Correct. Correct.
Awesome.
Once again, if you're just joining us, this is Studio Set Stage. I'm Cynthia Mallard.
And I'm Marq Dean.
And we have in studio our very esteemed guest, Miss Gloria Mckenzie, who is the Minister of Music.
Hello, everyone.
At Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist Church. Just a plethora of information. Notice I said plethora, Marq Dean, right?
A plethora.
And, I just want to ask you, going forward, being the director of the musical vision for Pleasant Grove, where is it going? What's your what's your plan? What's your vision for you and the church?
Yeah, it's going higher and higher. As you know, we have a new pastor. I think he's 2 years in, and his vision is to reach the masses.
Right.
So I want to go with him. I want to help him any way that I can, spiritually, musically. I think we're going somewhere as far as music is concerned, and hopefully, one day we can produce, make a CD.
Okay, hold on, back up. One day we can make a what?
CD.
Okay, y'all heard that, right? Okay.
That's our goal. Our goal.
Yeah, we'll
exactly. So let me ask you, Ms. Mckenzie. So, have you been privy to recording with artists? I guess that sounds like that's something that you're creeping into.
I am very open to. No, not yet, but it's in my vision. So yeah.
Who would you like to record with? I think about so many artists now.
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta, so that's the music mecca of the world. So I am not saying that it could just be spiritual music or Christian music. I just want to broaden my horizon. So if you're out there, I'm ready.
Awesome. I was just thinking about music. Music tells a story in so many different mediums, television. Think about all the music that you hear behind the scenes, right?
Yes, indeed. I mean,
film.
I've always said before, music is what feelings sound like, but in every form or facet, music is involved.
Yeah.
Sound is involved.
Even sound, production. As far as I would love to work with Tyler Perry. So
wow, Tyler Perry. Now, Tyler Perry, we know that you are listening. Your people are listening. So you heard it right here on Studio Set Stage.
Yes.
Gloria Mckenzie, she's ready for you. Okay, yes. I am too. Cynthia Mallard ready for you too, and Marq Dean. We all ready for you, right? It has been an amazing time having you here at Studio Set Stage. Is there anything that you would like to say? To those, like I said, those who are trying to navigate the world. Maybe they are into inspirational music. What words would you leave them with?
Well, music is in so many forms, where you have a preacher that speaks and conveys the word of God. Music is the word, but just without words. It speaks volumes.
Right.
So hopefully, through music and at Pleasant Grove, we can reach the masses, because we want to draw all people into God. We want to let people know about Jesus, how you can be transformed, and how this life is so much better. And that's what I want to do through music. I want to reach the masses. And I just want to say, too, that it's just not all about me. At Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist Church, it takes a culmination of everybody that works in that department, the singers. I have a fantastic keyboard player, Ladarian Outley.
Yes. He is amazing.
I want to give him a shout out.
Shout out, man.
Yes.
And he's a fantastic singer. So we have big visions. And so it's not all about Pleasant Grove, but it's about you out there.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're not doing anything, you come to 566 Whitlock Avenue.
Mm-hmm. That's where we can find you too,
That's right. Marietta, Georgia, near the square.
Yeah.
Where my pastor is Pastor Sammy J. Dow and his first lady, beautiful first lady, First Lady Dow. And I appreciate everything you guys have done for me today. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I just want to say it's been a privilege and a pleasure having you here on the show, and we're going to definitely do it again.
Thank you.
Where can we reach you? Where can we reach you, Gloria? Where can we reach, like, on social media? Are you all, like, you're on
I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay. So what's your handle? What's your name? So everybody can kind of look you up right now. Because that's what they're doing right now. They're literally like, oh my God, give me the contact.
Well, at Instagram, my handle is Song Eagle. Song, S-O-N-G, Eagle, E-A-G-L-E.
All right.
Facebook is Gloria.Mckenzie, M-C-K-I-N-Z-I-E, at Facebook.com.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, I'm not sure what my handle is. I hardly ever go on it. But just look up my name, Gloria Mckenzie, Gloria Mckenzie, and there you will find me.
Awesome. Well, you know what? I just want to say, now she gave you all her contact information. Don't be playing around, okay? She for real.
Please reach me.
She for real.
Serious.
Right.
Serious.
Serious.
This is a serious woman here. So
Did I say it again? Serious.
Again, right. Well, thank you so very much, Miss Gloria Mckenzie.
Thank you.
Guys, like I said, this is where you need to be. Studio Set Stage. You're going to hear all of the different artists when it comes to film, music, television, whatever it is. In this entertainment industry, it is already difficult. We always talk about it, like, right, Marq?
Oh yeah, we talk about it all the time.
I mean, you've got people out there who are throwing rocks, who put up walls for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Tune in every week. We are here to help you navigate the industry. If we don't know it, then we're going to get somebody who know, right?
Yes. And again, feel free to reach out to us at Studio Set Stage. On all social media, all social platforms. Also, subscribe to our StudioSetStage.com, where you can get merchandise, where you can get T-shirts and mugs and all of those good things.
Yes.
So we really appreciate the love and support. And guys, again, this is just the beginning.
Where can we reach you, Marq Dean, on social media?
You can find me at Marq Dean Music. That's MARQDEAN Music on all platforms.
All right. And what's your name?
Marq Dean.
All right. And guys, I'm Cynthia Mallard. Reach me on all social platforms at Cynthia Mallard and Cynthia Mallard World. Love you guys. Talk with you next week. This is Studio Set Stage.
Bye.